Offensively, it was the best game so far this year in the Matt Rule era. Holgorsen effect obviously being there. Defensively, had some issues, but they made plays when they needed to, and that was the most complimentary win I think Nebraska's had this year by far.
And special teams was great.
Yeah, you start the game out with a Ja'Cory Barney kick return, and when's the last time Nebraska's had a kick return of meaning? I mean, that especially to set the tone on a unit that struggled. And when he took it out, I'm like, man, what's he doing? He better know what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he gets it out. But then John Hall and Brian Buschini have been outstanding. And look, they gave up a couple of small kick returns, but when you have 10 kickoffs in the game, you're going to give up a little bit. I mean, the way the offense scored, the number of kickoffs Nebraska did, we haven't seen a game like that with the number of touchdowns and field goal drives they put together.
Yeah, I've been waiting for Barney like that. We had him on the preseason Jet Award watch list because of what he did in the spring game. That gets you started and everything. But really and truly, it just felt like it was more of a rhythm, right? We talk a lot about pace, but the rhythm was just good.
Yeah, the rhythm offensively is so important. I think you saw a glimpse of that against USC.
Sure.
Obviously didn't equate to the points, only scoring 13 points offensively. But getting in and out of the huddle, you haven't getting to the line with enough seconds on the play clock where you can diagnose what the defense is giving to you. You can diagnose to make some checks. But then getting the ball, you're getting the snap and the ball's out. It's being distributed to Barney, to Nair, to Banks, to Borkacher, to Lindemeyer. So it's just efficient. And then you get your run game going off of those plays. So obviously the points, the success, and just having the special teams like Sean talked about, knowing that whole since Ohio State game has been nails, has been successful, his confidence has gone through the roof. So you can get points in this area, but the rhythm is so important. It's not pace. You're not going no huddle 2 minutes style. It's just rhythm. It's just a really consistent rhythm.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how Dylan looked in that scenario. That's the Dylan we saw earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And he looked as good as ever.
Yeah, Wisconsin made a lot of mistakes that Nebraska's made in the past. Hey, we are obviously taped this week because we are here in Memorial Stadium. But we'd love to hear from you on Facebook and on Twitter. You certainly can do that. You can also send emails, bigred at nebraskapublicmedia.org. The social media accounts are always open for you, whether it be our Facebook account or X account. And, of course, whenever we get a chance, we'll answer as many questions as we can. Time now for the Sideline Survey. Last week, we asked you this question. Who would you rather get a win against? Wisconsin, Iowa, or the winner? Don't care, just want to get bowl eligible. And now this week's question, what player would you like to see more involved in the offense? A, Carter Nelson, B, Heinrich Haarberg, C, Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, D, Janarian Bonner, or E, Thomas Fidone. And, of course, 38% says Heinrich Haarberg, which is not a shock because if anybody has done a show, and I know, Sean, you do a bunch of them, that's the question that gets asked all the time. Are we going to see more Heinrich Haarberg? And we saw him on that first touchdown.
Yeah, how do you disguise him? How do you work him in without making it so predictable? And I think Dana Holgorsen had a really good red zone plan with Heinrich Haarberg. And for Nebraska, they want to have a more running physical element down on the red zone. And I think Heinrich Haarberg gives them that. We still haven't seen that throw, though. You'd like to see him in there where he has to make a throw because I don't think defenses are expecting that. But he's just such a good athlete. You wonder what his future is, especially when the transfer portal opens December 9th. Does a guy like that want to stay here in that role or what his future thoughts and plans are?
All right, so going bowling, lots of choices out there. But before we get to those, just what it means for the program to get over that hump.
Yeah, it does. It means a lot. This is a program, it wasn't about if you're going bowling, it's what big-time bowl game you're going to. Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, Cotton Bowl, you just name it. All the the January, the 6 bowl games that are now, that's what Nebraska was used to for so many years. And obviously, since 2016, it's been missing. Fans, they save money annually to go to these bowl games. Yep. Go to Tampa, go to Orlando, go to Miami, go to Phoenix. Go to Dallas, all these things, and they haven't had this. But it's also a good reward for the players. You get awesome gifts. You get to go to these bowl games and eat all the great food and all different experiences. And then, most importantly, development for younger players. You get the extra 12, 13 practices that you can develop all your young players. Yeah. You get extra reps for your starters to get ready for this game. But you're able, you're those guys who are walk-ons and second and third teamers who really haven't have done much of the scout team work. You're able to run you through the offense, to do some scrimmaging, things like that. So altogether, it's so important. Happy for the guys, happy for Coach Rule, happy for these guys who stuck it around, the 5th and 6th year guys to get this done and hopefully get this program get with momentum and like Coach Rule said, we're done celebrating 6 wins.
Right,
That's a thing of the past.
Yeah, and honestly, you're happy for Sean Callahan because Sean hasn't been able to go to a bowl for a while. He's been looking forward to that. Let's get into what Dana meant that game 2, everything we saw for him, and just getting Emmett Johnson involved in the way he played.
Yeah, Dana Holgorsen just has a feel for a game, and look, he's not running his offense. That's the other thing they've made clear. This is the original offense that Marcus Satterfield and Matt Rhule have been running, but now he is just pushing the buttons and kind of flowing it through the game the way he wants to flow it. And they had to make a real conscious effort for Dana Holgorsen to learn all the verbiage and the language. And there's a few times Matt Rhule said he has a hard time spitting out the calls because it's so much. But Dana said, he goes, we almost had too much they were trying to do here. And we've tried to condense that down. But getting the running game going with Emmett Johnson last week and, what he does as a receiver, that is going to make defenses have to do so much more against Dylan Raiola. When you know Dylan Raiola is going to have to throw, it's a little bit easier. But when Dylan Raiola has the Emmett Johnson effect in the background or backfield, along with even Dante Dowdell as a red zone threat, it just helps Dylan Raiola and this offense do so much more.
Watching Dana call offenses all these years, the 2 spots I knew, that X receiver, the guy Jamal Banks, and then the move guy and Ja'Cory Barney. Those 2 guys really, the last couple of weeks, have had some good games.
Yeah, you've seen it, and obviously Ja'Cory and Banks have probably been the most consistent out of the 2 we've seen all year. But at times, Ja'Cory's been there. They've utilized him.
Yep.
You've seen him in the jet sweep game, in the return games, all that stuff. So he's been there. But Banks has gone missing at times, and that's what I love about what they've done so far is just getting your guys in the right position and set them up pre-snap, whether it's in a motion or just whatever it is, formation-wise, to get them to win and not have to get jammed up the line and get them in a position where they can be successful. And I think that's what you've seen with Holgorsen is just how can I get these guys, how can I put them in position to win before the ball's even snapped. So what he's done so far, and obviously the production we've seen through this last game, I'm excited to see now what this looks like into his calling his 3rd game and obviously into a 4th game. So the evolution of it's going to be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was my burning question last week. Banks is going to be covered. Guys are covered. You still got to make the throw. We'll see it in the highlights. Every catch he made, he was covered. But you guys 6'4", you got to throw it anyway. Sean, when you look at what they did in the red zone, because that's been the key. Getting 7 instead of 3, that was a huge key there, and it's something Nebraska hadn't done well all season.
Yeah, we saw Nebraska, I believe it was 6 or 7 straight possessions from the late second quarter on until the final one where they had to kneel it out or ran it out. But they went points on every possession from that point other than the final one of the game. And we haven't seen a run like that, especially against a Wisconsin defense that was dominant. And, 7 chances, 7 scores in the red zone. The field goals were automatic. I mean, everything was there for Nebraska. And, to do it on Wisconsin, Alabama put 42 on them in nice weather. Iowa put 42 on them. Nebraska put the most points on this Badger defense, which, Luke Fickell, they're known for defense. I mean, that's their MO, to play physical defense. And to have them on their heels like that, it's just not easy to do when you saw Oregon a week ago only put 16 points on that same defense.
All right, let's talk about your black shirts. Give over 7 yards yards in terms of play, over 400 yards again. But like you mentioned when we were getting started, when they needed to make plays, they made plays.
Yeah, I think the secondary is obviously the main issue, I think, with this defense. We've seen it consistently throughout the year. The communication, obviously, Tommy Hill being injured. I know Sierra Wright was dealing with the flu coming to this game, so he pretty much played special teams. Some guys who haven't played a lot got thrown into the mix, so you're going to have those communication issues. But really, it's the tackling has been sloppy at times. You saw some tackling issues against USC, and other times, the Northern Iowa game and Illinois game as well, you saw some issues with this back end. But when they needed to make plays, they did. I think too. And we always talk about the last 4 minutes and the first 4 minutes. The last 4 minutes of the second, first 4 minutes. Yeah. They get this. Nebraska scores. They cause a turnover.
Yep.
Get the field goal, and they come out, and it's a 3-and-out right the first series of coming into the second half. So, and they, you get a
13
pick,
points.
Yeah, you get a pick to seal it up at the end of the game, and they made some plays. They got to the quarterback defensively. Listen, I got a feel for Tony White in the situation. You want it to be better. You want it to be cleaner. You want to be more successful. But the ability to know that your offense, you'd like to think this is going to be the situation going the rest of the year, that they're going to be able to get you 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, whatever it is, to score some points and not have to put so much pressure on your defense to be so perfect, and know that you can get field goals and know you can get points. just kind of alleviates your defense and say, hey, go play. Even if you do mess up, the offense has got your back to pick you up.
Yeah, and maybe the back end didn't play great, but again, another game where they get stuffed and stop tackles, the defensive line and linebacker.
When we learned a lot of the guys in the back end are battling the flu. Sierra Wright, Marquise Buford were both battling it. It was the first game without Tommy Hill, completely gone. Bly Hill got his first action, and then he struggled, and Wisconsin went after him. And so I feel like the secondary was working through a multiple of different issues, and I believe they still kind of have problems with that second corner spot. Like after Sierra Wright,
sure.
What is that picture? Malcolm Hartzog didn't play a lot in that game either. So I think the back end, and the good thing about this week at Iowa, you're not going to really have to worry about seeing kind of a crazy spread attack down the field offense like Wisconsin was doing a week ago.
Yeah, I'll have to admit, though, coming in that game with Wisconsin, nobody thought they would throw the ball like that. I mean, they had thrown the ball for 92 yards against Oregon the week before, and the secondary for Wisconsin, for Nebraska, made him look like Joe Montana a little bit. Yeah. So you got to be concerned about anybody. They got to shore that up.
They do, and they got to, like I said, it's communication. But I guess with the injuries and the flu going through there, but like I said, it's always the communication issue always kind of pops its head at not the right time for this team.
Yeah.
We saw against USC, players who have played a lot. Isaac Gifford, Hartzog.
Twice.
Just, it's happened too much in the secondary for the amount of football. They got to get this cleaned up. Like Sean said, Iowa's not that type of offense who's going to try to push the ball downfield. They're going to have a lot of play action, but where Nebraska also struggle in the back end is playing with good, strong eyes. And especially when you get a heavy play action like you're going to get against Iowa, your eyes are in the wrong spot. It's not going to take much to get a guy over your head, and then boom, it's off to the races. So they got to clean that up and ensure some things up. Otherwise, Friday night at Kinnick could be rather difficult.
And it's a big game, right? I mean, we talk about getting bowl eligible, but if you get to 7, that could make a huge difference. All of a sudden, Nebraska could be in maybe Nashville or maybe even be in Florida.
Yeah, and the thought of getting 2 trophies in a year. It's been a long time since Nebraska's got any trophies, but to get the Iowa-Wisconsin sweep, that has never happened. I guess 2012 it did happen. Nebraska won both those games.
Yes, they did. The trophy wasn't in place then.
The trophy didn't even exist. The Freedom Trophy, which a lot of people didn't even know what it was because we didn't even see it in Lincoln before. But the thought of winning this game, I think the winner of this game is in a very good position to go to the ReliaQuest Bowl in Tampa.
Yeah.
Iowa's not been in that bowl since 2018. Nebraska's not been to the bowl ever. Otherwise, I do think even if a loss, Nebraska is in a position to go to Nashville. But those are probably the 2 most likely. Nebraska will be the most attractive 6-7 win bowl team there is in the country. I mean, they know, the bowl organizers know, 20, 30,000 plus Nebraska fans are going to follow this team just about anywhere, as long as it is maybe not Detroit or somewhere.
No doubt about that. Going back to the run game real quick. So you look at what Emmett Johnson did. Let's talk about what Dowdell did, though. At the goal line, he's been really good in short yardage, but Nebraska necessarily hasn't been great at times in short yardage. He really showed a lot.
Yeah, you saw, even, one of the first touchdown runs they had, the second touchdown, he busted a 12-yarder, right there. It was good. He's in a great situation. He puts his head down. He's not a guy, he can bounce every now and then. It's not his forte. But when you give him a crease, and he can put his head down, and he'll run you over. He's a great short yarders back if you've seen it. Even you bring in Elijah Judy and
Ty Robinson
as your lead blocker, so it's kind of fun to see and watch. He's had the ability to hop over the line, but his the kind of the 1-2 punch, a little thunder lightning ish with those 2 guys. You can't have just one guy. You have to have multiple guys in that backfield to do it. But Dowdell is a nice that short yardage guy, and it was good to see him have some success because again it has been consistent. But you talk about Emmett Johnson. That was obviously his best game of his career by far.
Yeah, we talk a lot about improvising sometimes, and you lose a fullback who is doing really well, and you replace him. Ty Robinson absolutely wiped out number 8 on that defense for Wisconsin on the second touchdown run.
Yeah, you can just see those guys when they go in, Elijah Judy and Ty Robinson, and what it looks like a rhino package almost when they come out downhill. They're loving that. And I know Ty Robinson would really like Dana Holgorsen to put a wrinkle in where he flares out. Because it would be wide open. Who's covering Ty Robinson in the flats? But we'll see if maybe they'll pull that out at Iowa. That'd be a good way to cap it off for Ty Robinson.
He wants a fridge play, is what he wants. Give him a fridge play.